What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are having an incredible day. I wanted to make this video as kind of a one-stop shop for everything you need to know involving the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Finals that are coming up this weekend. What are the World Finals, you may ask? Well, it's the final stop of the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour, which started back at EVO 2022. Since then, players from all over the world have been playing in offline and online events to rack up points to qualify for the finals. The 18 qualified players I'll put on the screen right now. But that's not all. This weekend is also the last chance qualifier for the World Tour. The last chance qualifier is a double elimination tournament. It's open to anyone. Anyone can sign up for the LCQ that hasn't already qualified, featuring strong players like Wade, the Kill Sage, Chris G, Double L, and a ton more. All the players in the LCQ missed qualifying for the World Finals for one reason or another. In some cases, it was they just didn't have enough points to qualify. In other cases, they weren't really active during the World Tour season, but they want, that last shot at potentially sneaking into the finals and making that bracket run. Unfortunately, since Bandai is Bandai, the LCQ isn't planned to be streamed at the moment. So unfortunately, we won't get to witness any legendary runs like Tachikawa's, the Season 2 last chance qualifier, unless someone does a phone stream or all of my tweets that I have been putting out just like bashing Bandai for their horrible decision making, actually making some waves and they decide to overturn the decision. But let's talk about the finals. The format for the World Finals is a round robin in the first stage. You might be asking, what is round robin? It's a format where players are split into 4 groups of 5, because there's going to be 20 players total, 18 qualified from before, and then 2 from the last chance qualifier. They're going to split the groups into 4 groups of 5. In those groups, everyone is going to play everyone in their group in a 1-2 set. And at the end, the top 2 scorers in the group will make it to top 8. The person that is in first place will make it out in winners, and the person that is in second place will make it out in losers. This is the standard format that they've been doing for the World Finals the past few years. They've not really deviated from this format that much. The main difference this time being is that in the past, they've done 1-3 for the entire top 8. This time, unfortunately, we're only getting 1-3 for the top 3. But even though that's the case, we'll still get some good matches to watch and everything. I just wish that we did have the longer sets at the end, just because it is a World Final. It's supposed to be like the end all be all. Just wish they sprung for the longer sets, but not really anything we can really do about that one. And the cool thing is that at the end of this all, cool in some ways, sad in others. Since Wawa has retired from competitive play, we will be crowning a new world champion no matter what. Wawa was the previous winner of the world championships, which was a little bit of a different format, primarily online last season. And then he also won EVO, which kicked off this world tour, and so he was definitely the undisputed world champion up until this point. But since he is not participating in the World Finals or the LCQ, we're going to be crowning a brand new champion. And so it's kind of exciting to kind of speculate who is it going to be. There's a lot of potential people that I think could be the new world champion. It's just, it's going to come down to who's playing really, really well on that day. And also who runs into who in bracket, because you never know when someone's going to run into a landmine or something like that. It's a big deal. But that's not all, right? So we talk about the finals and the LCQ, but there's also another aspect of the finals that I'm sure some of you have wanted me to talk about. And so, of course, since the World Finals is kind of like the culmination of everything that has happened in the competitive season, most people rightfully expect there to be some type of announcement of some sort from Bandai. It's been over 6 months since Rollback was announced. Rollback was announced back in EVO 2022, which started the World Tour. It has now been over 6 months since Rollback was announced, with pretty much no news at all involving it. And so, to say that the community has been stir crazy about something about, you know, some type of announcement or some type of update be a massive understatement. People have kind of been chomping at the bit. You know, in some ways things have gotten really like really ugly. People have become pretty animalistic, you know, rabid in some cases, just hoping for there to be some type of update, something that will, you know, restore their hopes, because, you know, a lot of people are dissatisfied with the way that the season is. You know, they're tired of seeing the same characters. They're tired of playing in horrible netcode with, you know, 8 delay frames. And so, you know, expecting some type of announcement, you know, after the finals have concluded, it's not unreasonable. But I will say, because it's Bandai, I would be a little bit careful, because, you know, I do expect that we'll get something. Of course, I think it's like foolish to expect that they won't say anything. If they don't say something here like that, that's pretty much them saying like, we don't want the game to live anymore. And I don't think they'll do that. And so, the most reasonable thing that I would expect is a date for rollback. Or even, like, you know, a step further would be like a rollback beta, like us getting to test the netcode before it's fully implemented. Because for some of you who don't know, you know, it's not as simple as just like putting rollback into the game. You can't just like say, here's rollback, we're just gonna put it into the game. Especially because, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is such a different game than most, because it's a versus game. It's very fast. There's a lot of moving parts that are going on all at once. You can't just like one-to-one like take a rollback from another game and just say, you know, copy paste. And so it's going to take some testing. And we've seen examples of, you know, rollback not being implemented in the best way at first. You know, Street Fighter V's implementation of rollback was pretty bad at first, and improved over time. You know, I've heard a lot of really funny stories about the Samurai Showdown rollback beta that happened recently, with, you know, people having desync issues and stuff like that. So like, I expect that will also be the case for Dragon Ball. You know, it will be issues at first. There will be bugs. Obviously, it's a work in progress. And so like, some type of beta that lets people test and actually locate where the issues are, I think it's not too far out of the question. Will they take that route? I'm not sure, but I kind of hope that they do. And I hope that regardless of whether there's a beta or not, it's not too far out. Like, at this point, you know, like I said, we've been waiting for 6 months. If they announce that, you know, rollback is coming, but it's going to take another 6 months, or, you know, it's going to be months down the line, it's like, starts to get really scary, because, you know, there's a lot of fighting games out nowadays. You know, obviously Street Fighter comes out in June, so I hope it's soon. If they do eventually, you know, give us some news on that. There are some others that are expecting, you know, some type of update or balance patch. It's actually really funny, because like, the longer that you make people wait, the more that it's crazy, because like, it almost seems like the copium just increases the more you make people wait. So like, people think because they've made us wait so long that they're working on something big, some type of overhaul for the game, some type of balance patch, some type of this, some type of that. I'm not really going to speak on that. It's possible, sure. Am I expecting anything from Bandai outside of the rollback that they promised? No. I mean, I just don't really trust them. I don't really trust them at this point. It's okay to hope, of course. But yeah, I'm not someone that has any more hope to give. As horrible as that sounds, I just, you know, at this point with Bandai, I just don't trust them. And so whatever happens. I hope that, you know, at the end of all this, that, you know, I have good news to update you guys with. But I do expect that we will at least get some info on rollback, and then anything outside of that is just kind of extra. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you're hoping for in the comments below. And, you know, are you just looking for rollback updates? Are you looking for like an actual game update? You know, some people are looking at a re-release where they repackage the game with all the DLC and they re-release it, right? And, you know, with that usually comes balance patch and stuff like that. You know, there was some leaks from Bandai a while back that had Dragon Ball Fighter Super on it, which would be like that kind of repackaging. And so like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And so I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments below. So let me know. But going back to the World Finals begin this Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. CEST for my Europeans out there if you live in France. then that's your time zone. You can kind of adapt depending on where you live from there. I will be restreaming the entire thing from start to finish on my channel, and I definitely invite every single one of you to join us for that as well. Our watch parties are super fun, and they also remove all of the toxicity from like the main chat. The main stream chat is going to be pretty ugly throughout the weekend, especially with, you know, the state of how people are, you know, dissatisfied with the way Bandai's been moving. Now the game has been handled, it's going to be pretty ugly. And so I invite you guys to join our chat, which is much calmer, much more reasonable. And we also do stuff like predictions and bets, you know, to get people, you know, more involved in matches. We talk about the game, we talk about just pretty much anything, you know. We just have a good time, we enjoy each other's company, because at the end of the day, you know, World Finals is kind of like a celebration of the game, and so that's what we want to do. We're going to celebrate with people that, you know, are good company. And so and don't be discouraged if you're like new to the game. If you know, whether you're a veteran that's been playing for 5 years or you're someone that literally just picked up the game today, all of you are welcome to join us. We're really accommodating to all types of community members, so I definitely think you guys should join us. I'll be leaving my Twitch link in the description. Make sure you follow that. That's where I'll be streaming all of the World Finals. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for me, guys. Hopefully after this weekend, you know, after all is said and done, I have some really good news for you guys in regards to, you know, the future of the game. But for now, all we can really do is just wait and look forward to some great matches as part of the finals this weekend. If you have any questions or comments about the World Finals or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. I love talking to you guys in the comments. I read every single one, and I try to answer them to the best of my abilities. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you at the finals this weekend. All right.